Welcome back to the Ballarat Cup Carnival, day one, the Ballarat Cup Day, and there they are, the Cup contenders. As they get walked around the mounting yard, they'll be heading up to the barrier very shortly. A nice colourful sight as they sit there in their silks. The sunshine is making them look even better. And things are looking good around the Cup. People are starting to get their vantage points to make sure they can get a good view of the race. We have the totes now. Let's check them out. Infallible on the top at $35, $10 and $11. Number 2 is in there. Cool Credit with Craig Din, $8.40 and $2.90. Favourite definitely number 3, Rasputin's Revenge, $4.10 and $2. Also in the market is number 7, Awesome Mover, the Ballarat trained horse by Mark Young. That's paying $8 and $2.20 on the tote. Go down to 9 and 10 are doing pretty well. Notwithstanding is paying around $6.40 and $2.70, and number 10 Kaveri at $6 and $2.20. The rest you can basically name your own price on because they're out the window. The Healthy Diet Triad Ballarat Cup, it's a handicap event, of course, over 2,200 metres, and it's worth $74,000 all up, plus $6,000 in trophy. The first winner, the winner itself, will get $48,100 and trophies of $5,000 to the owner and $500 to the trainer, $500 to the jockey. Second gets $14,800 and third will receive $7,400. And if they're lucky enough to get fourth, they're in the money as well by getting $3,700. So it's a pretty good event, the Healthy Diet Triad Ballarat Cup. And we've got Ted down in the bookies ring to see what's happening down there with the figures.
Well, down here in the betting ring, a few little bets have been placed on some of the outsiders, Lee, but nothing to great avail. The favourite, Rasputin's Revenge, has got out a half point now, so it's a little bit easy in the market. The top one's come in about 5 points. Cool Credit has gone out a point. Rasputin's Revenge a little bit easier. Same with Big Colony. A little bit of money for Brilliant Invasion. It's come into half its opening quote. Ahura, that's come in 4 points, Ahura. And the rest of the field, I refer to Famous Nick. Offshore Trust has got out, and the bottom ones are right out the gate. And the bottom one now, you can get elastic band odds, if you're with me, on the bottom one. So if you've got $1, you can win $1,000. If the horse, the bottom one, He's a Dream, gets up, and what a way to go. $1,000 to 1. Back to you, Glenn.
You'd buy a lot of elastic bands with $1,000, that's for sure, Ted. Okay, Ted caught up with a couple of the jockeys in the Cup race a little earlier on, Wayne Trelaw and Alf Matthews. Alf Matthews, of course, rode the winner Rasputin's Revenge, and Wayne Trelaw will ride Big Colony.
Wayne Big Colony comes in with a very good, it's the first ride on the mirror in this race, isn't it?
Yeah, it's my first ride on its head. You know, she'd been racing pretty consistent, and she went into the Sandown Cup. I thought she had a real good chance in that, but she got caught off the track and never had much luck, so probably there was a few excuses for her.
On the scale of weights 54 and drawn 6, she's not too badly off.
Yeah, she drew well. She's got a good weight on her back. She's probably deserved that. And the field's not over strong, but there is a couple of chances in the race. We just hope that we have a bit of luck and she runs right up to the merit.
Yeah, we've always tried to keep him away from tighter tracks because, as you say, he's a very big horse and a little ungainly at different times. And if he gets sort of into predicaments where it's a bit tight or something like that, he's really not suited.
Will you try and ride him up close today, Alf?
Ted, I really never know. It depends, if he jumps well and he wants to be there, he'll be there. If there's enormous speed on, well then, I'm happy to let him sort of race wherever he's comfortable. I think that's probably the secret with him when he jumps and while he's racing, is that he's very comfortable and relaxed.
Yeah, he doesn't pull at all.
Well, he can at different times, and that's the point being. If he does sort of race ungenerously, he's not going to perform. That's why you've always got to jump and give him the opportunity to race where he really wants to race.
Well, really, in this field, it's not over strong. I think horses like possibly mares like Big Colony could be your only danger, I feel. Yeah,
well, you can probably tend to ignore her on the other day. She covered a bit of ground in the Sandown Cup, but there's a few horses, notwithstanding, and horses like that may improve. Steamer Duck, I suppose, there's a huge question mark with him, but even though his form's pretty ordinary. But a lot of horses seem to improve Cup. You never know, but I'm sure he'll give a good sight.
You wouldn't swap rides, that's for sure.
Oh, definitely not. No, look, our horse is going into the race, nicely tuned and perfect.
Good on you, Alf. All the best.
Alfie Matthews, the rider of Rasputin's Revenge, won the Country Cup at Caulfield and also the Bendigo Cup last week. And there's a beautiful Ballarat Cup. Magnificent trophy. Wouldn't that look good on your mantelpiece at home? Speaking of cups, we've had some odd ones in the past. Probably one that stands out the most would be Exile, a horse which was formerly raced as Odd Stocking, was disqualified for life. It was later reinstated and renamed Exile, and besides winning the Ballarat Cup, was placed in 2 Melbourne Cups. But back in 1867, Exile started favourite and narrowly won the 2nd Ballarat Cup ever run, but only just because a stride after the post, he dropped dead, which was pretty amazing. Nimblefoot finished 2nd, which was owned by Walter Craig, who used to, well, started up the famous pub which is still in Ballarat called Craig's Hotel. Now, Walter protested on the grounds that the English Jockey Club rules stipulated that all winners must be ridden back to scale. And of course, with Exile dying just after the post, couldn't quite do that. But the protest was dismissed. And funny enough, 3 years later, Nimblefoot went on to win the Melbourne Cup. So more trivia, but incredible history we have associated with the Ballarat Turf Club and the runnings of the Ballarat Cup. And they're getting set now. They're moving up towards the barrier for the Healthy Diet Try It Ballarat Cup for 1992.